Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and we're in the Kitakaze again. Yeah, I know, but I promise you this is going to be a very good battle, very close battle, and of course, as usual, whenever I do my Kitakaze video, whenever I do, a look at the ship, I have a even better game almost always following on Sunday. And so today we are playing on Okinawa, and as you can see, it's a slight tier 10 battle. For the most part, the enemy team has 4 Yugamos and a Benson, while we only have a Yugamo, Kitakaze, and Senyang. And this battle is really going to be coming down to the destroyers are on our team, because, well, as you can see, the enemy, or better yet, the friendly team, is currently heading up towards A. Now in Okinawa, A is not a very good place for a team to go. That being said, B and C is predominantly where a lot of people will be going, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Obviously, I'm going to try to capture C. And since this is domination, it does mean getting capture points is very important, and it will probably lead to the success of the game. Now, one small thing is keep an eye on this HIV player, because he's gonna prove, well, salty. We'll just say salty. Just wait till the end of the game. This kind of annoys me that some players. I understand the frustration of this game sometimes. I get annoyed too. But at the exact same time, there's just players who are salty and just complain about anything if, things don't go exactly their way. But anyways, we're currently capturing C. Our entire team is pushing up towards A. And at the moment, we've successfully captured C, but as you can see, there is a ship in at B. Now, once again, there are 3 Yugamos in the ship, and the Kitakaze, being a nice little gunboat, and it's a nice little gunboat, don't get me wrong, can definitely take out any IGN torpedo boat, cannot handle the fact that the Yugamo has a much better detect than the Kitakaze. That's the only downside of the Kitakaze is the fact that she just doesn't have as good as detect as the other IGN main line. So, one nice thing about the Kitakaze is she does have 12 km torps, and they do have a torpedo reload booster. Now, as you can see, the enemy HIV is currently pushing into the cap, and let me tell you, as I would say I'm a decent HIV player, that ship is fast. It can run down most destroyers, and the Kitakaze is not the quickest. Granted, she's not terribly slow. I'm not saying she's terribly slow, but compared to an HIV, she's slow, and she could easily be run down by the HIV. So that's why you're actually seeing me run away. And another thing is the HIV actually got a major upgrade since the days of Clan Wars. Since the last patch, she got the consumable of the reload main guns. So she is able to fire her main guns for every 5 seconds for about a time of, I believe it's about 15 seconds. You can get about 3 salvos off with the reload module or reload consumable running. So it is quite terrifying if the enemy Henry does catch you on the site, and unfortunately for our Yugamo, he's currently dealing with the Benson. But unfortunately for the Benson, there's obviously the fact that I'm here. Now, we have just lost 2 ships in a matter of seconds. The enemy team have at least lost 1, but this Benson should hopefully go down. I am reversing. He's my main focus. I'm going to blind fire because he needs to die one way or another. Do get some hits right there. Does look like, who is, I think, hydroing. It's probably the, oh, sorry, the Chapayev is radaring. So obviously, Chapayev gets the kill, but at least that is 1 dead Benson. And at the moment, we are currently even on the number of kills. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the HIV does have torpedoes. And granted, they are not very hard hitting, but they are 9 kilometers, and the HIV was hoping to at least catch me in my smoke. But fortunately for us, the HIV didn't actually stay in the cap. Instead, he was pushed out because we do have at least a battleship, and actually we have a couple of our tier 10 battleships, and they're trying their best to try to knock out this HIV. But a good HIV player can really mess the enemy battleship's aim if played properly. But it really comes down to the speed boost at all times. So, I mean, at the moment, our team is ahead. We have 2 caps. We have A and C. Enemy team is currently trying to capture B. HIV is also going to still be a problem. And, I mean, at the moment, things are looking pretty good. Pretty good. But at the exact same time, we still have majority of our forces sitting up at the A cap. And I, being a Kitakaze with very fast firing guns, and keep in mind the HIV also kind of struggles at time with high explosive. We're getting decent damage, getting a couple fires on that HIV, so definitely whittling him down, forcing him away, which will prove beneficial in the long run. So things are looking good for us at the moment, but as you can see, we have a Kerfers who is at 24,000 points of health. We have a Montana also at 24,000 points of health, and they're currently facing off against a Kerfers who is pushing directly into B. Only other ship on this side that is able to shoot at said Kerfers is going to be the Buffalo and myself. And honestly, I probably could have tried to help, but unfortunately we're going to lose our Montana here in just a moment. There are still one, I believe it is a Yugamo still alive on the enemy team. And fortunately for our Montana, he does dodge those torpedoes, but he is essentially going to be in such a precarious situation that in just one salvo he does go down. So I do go ahead and pop my own smoke screen. And at that exact moment, the enemy Yugamo shows up, and he needs to go down. He is the last eyes and ears of the enemy team, so I'm gonna have to actually abandon that smoke and try to take out this enemy Yugamo. He is going to be my main focus. But at the exact same time, the HIV has come back, the Monarch has come back, but I really need this Yugamo dead. Try my best, and we should get the kill. There we go, kill on the enemy Yugamo. But now we don't have a smoke. We're gonna have to try to dodge at all cost, and definitely eating some damage there. But we have to wait the 20 seconds, and let me tell you, this 20 seconds is such a long time when you're a destroyer and you're trying to dodge some salvos. But as you see there, the HIV did pop his reload consumable, and you could just see how quickly those shells are just coming down range. But we do manage to get out of detect and able to possibly get back in our smoke. Our smoke is still good for another 40 seconds, so I am going to use that as best as I can. There we go. It looks like we finally have our damage control off cooldown. Unfortunately, the Monarch was being spotted by me, and looks like he's finally detected once again. I believe he did open up, and since he's this close to the smoke, we are just able to detect him. Now I'm going to be the one that really ticks this Monarch off. He is going to really try very hard to try to kill me. Now, you might be wondering, because at the very beginning of the video I did say this battle was a very close battle. And it will be. And also, should I also point out, as we see there's a enemy Nagato on this enemy team. A tier 7 and a tier 10. Keep that in mind, this is going to be kind of a big deal later in the match. But at the moment, we're pretty much going to be pushed away from C. Enemy team is pushing quite heavily into C. They have taken C now, and they also have B. But also keep in mind in the point difference, 668 versus 177. And there are still quite a few ships that are still very, very healthy. For example, that Zhao, albeit not here in a moment, he does eat a torpedo from us. So that is about, I think, around 17,000 points of damage right there on the Zhao, so that's gonna definitely be very, very beneficial. Monarch's actually starting to push us as well. We do have the Xin Yang. The Xin Yang is going to play a very important role in this game. And also the Kurfürst. Well, not play a big role, but he's there. He's trying to help. I do pop my last smoke screen. Now this is going to be very, very crucial. The smoke screen is the last one I'm going to be able to use, so I might as well try to use it to the very best of my advantage. And we do earn Confederates, which is a nice award. But right now our main focus is try to take out this Monarch, and that's when the Zhao shows up. This Monarch actually, like I said, does try very, very hard to try to take us down. But our team is now even on ships. We're down in caps, but my main focus is try to take out the Zhao. The Zhao is more my main concern, and the Monarch is definitely being a major threat to us. He is blind firing into the smoke, landing some shots. That's the only bad thing about the Kitakaze, is the fact that being able to fire so quickly makes it very difficult, very easy for the enemy team to figure out your position and able to shoot at that one spot. But right now, this Monarch's getting too close. Our smoke, granted, is still around for another 50 seconds, but honestly, it's better to be safe than sorry. We are ahead in one ship. We still have 2 destroyers and 2 cruisers and a battleship versus 2 cruisers and 2 battleships. However, most of our ships are low in health. Granted, this Nagato's not doing too terribly much. I'm kind of curious how much damage he actually did in this battle. But at the moment, I'm going to be a pester. Those torpedoes I did drop on that Monarch are unfortunately not actually going to hit. So instead, I am going to go ahead and open up on this Monarch. Do get a fire. His guns aren't turned around except for maybe his rear gun. But at this time, we should be fine because the dispersion on the Monarch is downright crap. HIV takes out our Buffalo. HIV is now in position to go and capture A. There is still 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this match, and we need to try to capture a cap. Like, it's going to be very crucial here in the future if we are going to win this match, because even in the fact that there's only about 7 minutes left in this match, the enemy team is going to be able to catch up on points, so getting those, at least a cap back, will ensure that our survival and our ability to win this match. And things are still looking good, except for the fact that the Kurfürst just took a torpedo from the enemy's Zhao and has been flooded. And unfortunately for us, the Xin Yang doesn't go towards C. He instead heads towards B, and I obviously do realize that we do need to try to capture C. So I'm actually going to try and be responsible and try to capture C. Now, besides the Xin Yang and myself that's left on our team, there's also a Hipper. And this poor Hipper. Poor Hipper. I mean, it's a good ship. I actually very much enjoy the Hipper. Compared to the York, I thought it was a godsend. However, is going to struggle. I do try to tell the Hipper stay alive, but the Henry obviously has found his AP and takes out the enemy Hipper. So now it is 2 versus 3, 2 DDs and versus 2 cruisers and a battleship. And let's keep this in mind. Combined health pool of us two is about 7,000. About 8,000 if you really want to get technical. But about 8,000 hit points left versus a near full health Nagato. I believe the Henry is about half health, and the Zhao I think is also about half health. And keep in mind, the Zhao and the Henry are very, very hard hitting against destroyers, have really good HE. The only thing I'm not that terribly afraid of is going to be, in fact, the Nagato. Nagato I'm not that afraid of, and at the moment we are ahead in points. Not by much, just barely. Fortunately for us, the Xin Yang has started to capture B. Unfortunately for me, however, as I start capturing C, is the fact that Zhao has obviously realized, oh hey, they're going to try to capture C, we should go back and try to defend it. Now I've used all my consumables. I only have the damage comm. That's all I have left. I don't even have a torpedo reload booster. So my torpedoes are going to have to try to hit home as much as possible. So I am holding my fire, trying to figure out a rough estimate on where this Zhao is actually heading towards. And of course, as soon as I fire, he starts to turn, but I was detected for a moment by the enemy airplane. And this is actually going to prove beneficial. The Sin Yong is actually doing a really good job as well. He actually does drop torpedoes. They are deep water torps. And let's see, does eat one torpedo from the Sin Yong and eats one from me. Open up as quickly as possible. Need to take out the Zhao. Let's see, fire is on the Zhao. There we go. Kill number 3 for us. One dead Zhao. Now there's only a 2v2. A Henry and a Nagato versus a Kitakaze and a Sin Yong. Now keep in mind, the Henry is still a fast ship, even without the speed boost. It can get over 36 knots with the speed flag. So if the Sin Yong tries to be, well, let's say if he tries to drop torpedoes and has to show his broadside, he is going to lose a lot of speed, and that Henry might be able to actually start catching up with them. But at the exact same time, the Nagato is actually being somewhat intelligent, and he's actually trying to push towards B, which is not a bad idea. The Nagato can capture B, they have A, and the Henry can try to hunt down the enemy destroyers. Because at the moment, the only way the enemy team can really win is if they're able to destroy one of us, and we're both very, very low in health. Now I get a little, well, let's say a little brave here. Really makes me sound bad, but I do a few shots at the Nagato, hoping to maybe get a fire, try to burn him down. Sin Yong actually gets a hit on the enemy HIV, leaves them very low in health. We have captured the C cap, which is bringing in points. Enemy team is trying to capture B. I would like to at least postpone the capture of B as long as possible. There is about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on this match. And the Sin Yong is trying his very best. It does look like the HIV does have his speed boost on at the moment, so he is going to catch that Sin Yong with a little difficulty. Once again, trying to at least hope to negate the capture of B. Unfortunately for me, I am unable to shoot at the HIV at the moment. Seeing his speed, it looks like he's going at full speed. But we are ahead in points, and like I said, there's only about a little under 2 minutes on this match at the moment, and we're approximately almost 100 points ahead of the enemy team. But I am going to try to get back around because unfortunately the Sin Yong has now come in detect of the HIV, and the HIV has opened up. Since he's focused on him, might as well try to assist the Sin Yong as much as possible. And keep in mind, the Kitakaze's rate of fire is very, very incredible. This HIV is very low in health, and with Eye of Chi, we are getting about 1,000 points of damage. HIV does switch targets over to me, trying to knock me down. If he gets a good hit, he will take me out. However, he goes down, and that is kill number 4 for us. And that is essentially the winning match there. So, as a Montana and myself, I say GG. It was a good game. It was very close, and I always like very fun games. And this is where the HIV captain gets really salty. I'm going to allow you guys to read it. Hopefully you guys will agree with me. Not the best way to go. I understand. I fully understand. I would get aggravated too. There was a Feldiv on their team. Not the worst thing in the world. I've seen Feldivs come out on top. So, yeah, it's still a fun game. Like, either way, if you lose, I would still have considered this a fun game. It was a very close match, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this battle. I definitely did. My heart was pounding. Very close at the end, and here in about 10 seconds, that is the end of match, and we actually won it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaichen.